Hi, everybody. So, something amazing happened on 11/5, and that election went very well for most of us here that are listening. And President Trump is now the elected president. Now, why did it go that way? So, there were I want to talk to you guys about the universe a little bit and how things work, because I don't think that it's really understood. And it's important because it creates disappointment when you don't see things happen the way that you are expecting. Okay? So, when everything happened on the 5th, I was asking, why is this happening? Because I could feel the shift on the 4th. We went into a new timeline. But why is it happening the way it's happening, basically? Why are we doing this without intervention from military? So I want you to think about that a little bit. It was in the best case for the entirety of humanity. So not just the US, but the rest of the world needed to see that. And the slower timelines needed to see that as well. They needed to feel joy. And that was the avenue for that. And the White Hats managed to get it worked out. So what does that mean? That means things are still going to work out for everyone. They're already there in place. So if you have disappointment that it didn't work out the way you were hoping, and you're creating worry about, well, what does that mean about the other things? Take a breath and think about what is best for humanity. Does this mean that things are delayed? Probably not. Does this mean that it may be smoother? Probably. But I think it's really important to not create so many scenarios about how it's going to work out. So take a really good look, at your own behavior with information. Are you always looking for confirmation that everything's going to be okay? Because if we're doing that, then we're really believing in our subconscious that it's not going to be okay. So that's what we need to work on. Not what's happening on the outside, but what's happening on the inside. So I feel very secure that everything is going to unfold in a beautiful way. But I'm not attached to how it unfolds. Because I know that the more attached I get and the more thoughts that I feed into it, the more it's going to shift it and change it and basically delay it. So think about your part in it. And remember how big you actually are. You're such a big soul, huge consciousness. So is your nervous system healed? Are you working on it? Or are you looking for things to make yourself feel better from the outside? I feel like that was a big wake-up call for a lot of us yesterday, to go through it in that way versus the way that was coming in before that. Now, I've gone through this many times because I've given predictions and they were correct in that timeline, but then they shifted, just like the solar flash. And some people are still predicting the solar flash, but we're getting solar flashes almost every day. They're just not all at once, because that would have probably unalived a lot of people. It would have caused a lot of chaos. So the universe is being as kind and as aware as possible for humanity. We're bringing as many people as we can into the new age, into the golden age, into new tech, into slow living, which basically is being able to actually be yourself and have some time at home with the people that you love more than the time that you spend working. So thinking about those things and thinking about your own subconscious and your own needs and your programs and the things that you're doing every day. Are you looking for confirmation about what's happening on the outside? Or are you loving yourself on the inside and knowing that you're in a learning game and that your soul is here to help you elevate and keep elevating until the game becomes more and more and more fun and you become more and more of your own self, your true self, without the programs, without the need to do the same thing every day to make sure that you're okay. So think about some of those things as we go forward, because you guys are amazing and you're so powerful. So if there's any kind of twinges that came in because we had a softer introduction to change than what we thought was going to happen, just like we had a softer version of the solar events than what we thought were going to happen. Take a minute to check in with yourself. Is there some healing that needs to be done? Because you create your own reality. And we're creating our collective reality. And it's very obvious to me that the souls, your soul and my soul, said it'd be better if we go through with this November 5th event for the whole of humanity. And then we bring in the rest. It would be better for the whole of humanity. So does that mean maybe you have to wait a week longer for something else to show up? Maybe. But maybe it'll show up in a much easier, better way. Or maybe it'll show up faster. It's the attachment that delays it. So think of it this way. If you have something that you want, let's say it's a cake, okay? And you really want that cake. However, 10 other people want that cake as well. And everybody wants it to be a different color. And everybody wants it to be a different flavor. And everybody thinks that it's going to be perfect for them. And they have their idea of what it looks like. And you have your idea of what it looks like. How is the baker going to be able to bake the cake? Thoughts create things. So if you can allow the universe to create it for you and bring it to you just with the feeling within you instead of all the details that we're attaching, then it's going to become much easier. So let me say that again. We've got millions of perceptions of how things should work out and what should happen. So the universe is going to do what's best for the human collective, because the human collective as a whole will decide what they think is best for them. Because this is not reality that we're doing right now. When you wake up in the morning, we're in a construct, we're in a matrix. So how do you want that matrix to feel? And can you just pay attention to the moment you're in and enjoy it and love yourself and let all this stuff work out because it's already set up, and just know that you're going to be provided for. You're going to be abundant. You're going to find people to spend time with. You're going to find joy in your life and start to feel it right now. Start to feel that joy. That is what is changing everything. So today, when we all woke up and we knew what had happened yesterday, and so many people were relieved that weren't necessarily in our timeline, but they're still part of the human collective, and they're still contributing to what's happening. Don't you think that all that joy was really important? Because that joy is going to bring in more and more abundance and beauty and change and all the things that we've been thinking about. Sometimes being on the cutting edge of things can be harder because we're waiting for other people to catch up. The timelines will begin to separate more and more as we go through this process. And it will become easier and easier for you because you'll be in like-minded groups of people. But right now, we went through something that was the best for the entire human collective. So I hope that helps if you've had any kind of stress around what happened. Because honestly, it was beautiful and it was the best thing for the entirety of humanity. And as things unfold, and they could unfold very quickly, if we just stay in joy and we look forward to the beauty and we create the beauty in our daily moments. So get into those good feelings and things will shift really quickly. And don't attach things like, oh, well, it has to be like it always is. Nothing will happen until January 20th. Because that's how it's always been. Things can shift. Things will shift very rapidly if you let go of the dates and the things that we've always thought it's always going to be like this. Because change can be change in entirety. Everything can change. But people needed that. And I'm just so grateful that it happened that way. Even though it meant my prediction didn't come true in the way that I thought it would. Because we shifted. So remember that you're a soul who goes home at night and makes decisions about what you're going to experience during the day. And the more joy that you can pull into each day, the more beauty and abundance you're going to have access to every day. Sending you all so much love. Bye.